Hey everybody, welcome back to Saga Adventure 1, Gamma Story. Last episode, we started off our first two stages, and we got our booster upgrade, but we ran into this little room accidentally and found another one of our E101 brothers being built, and the rest of them were transported out of here. For this episode, we're gonna head out to the outside of the ship and take on Sonic, just like it has been from day one. Let's go.
How can I serve you, Dr. Robotnik?
Eradicate all of those menaces! Give them all you got!
Aye, aye, sir. I will comply.
I'm counting on you, Gamma!
Now we're fighting Sonic. I just stood there. Sorry, I was fighting my nose. Sonic, basically, you get to show off. You can just shoot him in the head many times. You can keep on shooting the fire button, and basically that's it for the count. Just keep shooting, and just basically.
Oh no!
Mr. Robot?
Amy?
Hey, Mr. Robot. I know you're not an evil sort. Wait, remember me?
Amy! Oh, I really don't get this.
Sonic, look! The egg carrier's losing altitude!
We've got to split! Take Amy and go!
What will you do?
I'll nail that Eggman! He must be stopped at all costs!
Thanks again for saving me as usual, Sonic! And how are you, my metal friend? It's dangerous here! Why not leave Eggman and come with us?
Why do you help me?
I told you we'd be friends the next time we met! Even Birdie wants the best for you! You must ditch that awful Eggman.
Amy, come on!
We'll meet again, my robot friend!
Dr. Robotnik. Enemy. Master registration deleted. E-Series. Friends. Must save.
Alright, guys. Now, we gotta go save our brother. What? Fuck the music called. See where we're gonna head off to first.
If you have the Stone of Wind, gusts of strong winds are known to blow in the caves.
Alright, cool. Gonna get the Windstone. Don't know where that's at. Here it is. So this is actually a very interesting storyline. this basically happens like we're basically at the near end of Sonic's story from his perspective, and we're on our own part of our story. We're midway through Knuckles the second, where Tails are ancient. It's what I get from the story, but as soon as that happens, E101 starts turning against Eggman, which I actually think is actually pretty funny and cool if you think about it. Destroy E103 Gamma, and now we're in another one of Gamma's stages. We got, instead of saving his brothers, we gotta blow them up, which I think is kind of just, holy crap, it's too much. I'm guessing Eggman's rogue, the other E101 series, gone rogue, just like hated Eggman just as much as Gamma. That's what I get from seeing it. Because like, no periodical way they would like attack Gamma. I guess they're probably jealous of him because Eggman chose him and not them, but it's whatever. Alright, E103 Gamma. Basically, it's just like any other fight. Keep shooting at it, and keep shooting at him, and his health goes down. These fights are pretty much a joke, to be honest.
E103 Delta, rescue complete.
And that's the first guy out. Simple and easy. Now for our next stage we gotta head to. We're headed to Red Mountain, and it's almost sunset. Which I actually like the transition from daytime to sunset. It's actually pretty nice. I always wonder how that rock always keeps exploding. I will never understand that really. I guess impact or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Let's check out the Master Emerald.
Mode change.
I do like this. There's the Master Emerald. Still missing that piece of chunk right there. So at this point, we're at the point where Knuckles has almost restored the Master Emerald. Which is actually pretty cool when you think about it. It has the quick attention to detail on how stories can change depending on the character. Now we're off to Red Mountain. Same thing as ever, but instead of outside the mountain as like Knuckles and Sonic, we're inside the cage just like Tails. And you're getting a crap load of bonus points and an extra life, which is nice. So one thing I want to say is about the E102 series. I think the other E102 Gamma robots, I don't really find them all that interesting of characters all that much. Because they're, in the beginning, they're just there to like collect the frogs, And when they mess up, they basically just get evaporated or into trash. It's basically what I see them as. Not really as important characters per se, but just there as a way to like, you know, have some people fill in as like Gamma's bosses. That's normally how I see it anyway. Because if that's the case, they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be here any other way. We just break all this. And there goes all my rings and my points. I phased through that thing. How? I don't know, but who cares? There you are. E104E. Just like the last fight, it's pathetically easy. So I think this one may hit a lot harder. Not entirely sure, but that's normally how I see this boss as. Ow, ow, and he's dead.
E104 Epsilon. Rescue complete.
Ah, pathetically easy.
E103 Delta. E104 Epsilon. Rescue mission accomplished. E105 Zeta. E101 Beta. Location unknown. Perhaps aboard the egg carrier.
I guess you can kind of say he saved them. Well, he kind of just shot at them, but basically saved the animals from them. But anyway, now we head back to the egg carrier because that's where our next two bosses are, and one specific thing to get there, if we're able to get it.
The train headed for Station Square will be departing soon.
Go to the egg carrier crash site. You might find something.
Yeah, thanks. Oh shit. Back in the egg carrier.
E-Series data. Beginning search. Accessing data. Hot shelter. E-Series location confirmed. Unlocking hot shelter sector now.
Now with that being said, we can now head to the sector of the egg carrier. So take this thing. Well, I think we had to go to a bigger place of the egg carrier. Let's take this downward. Because there's another upgrade we can get here. It's in that door right there. If it is here. Yeah, here it is. Our blaster upgrade.
Here's your laser blaster. Its blast damages enemies in a wide pattern.
It's actually pretty cool, but at this point of the game, it's not really all that, you know, useful at that point. But it doesn't matter. We got what we came for.
Your friends are in the hot shelter. Hurry up and rescue them.
The hot shelter. We could probably find them somewhere. Probably in here. What? Not. I don't know. Over here. Nothing around here we can do. Yeah. It's whatever. I just glitched that floor. It's crazy. Not sure where we go. Yeah, we can use this. There's that big thing. Okay, that's not the way. Can't really remember where we're supposed to go. It's been so long. So really, my memory is not the best. Okay, hot shelter. Here it is. And we get to hear this wonderful track once again. So, just like Amy and Big's story, Gamma's story is not really all that long. I mean, it does have quite a bit of cutscenes, but in terms of levels, not really all that long if you think about it. And look at this. Climb Blair is incredibly slow. Probably the only character that climbs ladders super slow. That's the blast radius of the blaster upgrade. Not really all that spectacular. I mean, it looks flashy, but still. It's still pretty good when you have it. Around. Oh.
Mission failed.
Bad control. Bad camera control. Alright, let's get this over here. Alright, let's get these. Probably one of Gamma's best stages. Not for the sheer amount of things you can get. The amount of things you can do while, well, driving around. Long, get hit, don't get hit, and just, you know. Right, we're at this part of the stage. I think we're going to the next phase of the stage. he can shoot the buttons, it's crazy. Now we got. Now we're on a train. Okay, we can't go on there like that. Get a shield. I don't need it. There we go. With all this. Gotta get all of that. Get this checkpoint. Blow all this up. Go. Get to this part of the train and just keep jumping. Flying. There we go. Very exhilarating, but very... They were gonna run out of time, probably first time. Got a lot of badness today, and that's probably our second time we die. Probably the only time I'll show off dying from cause of timeout. But other than that, it's still just, you know, really nothing spectacular or something to like worry about, unless we're at the boss. Like this. E105. What a few bosses you can't necessarily use it somewhat easy. You gotta shoot those little cannons from his back or from his body. There you go. How cool is that?
E-105 Zeta. Rescue complete.
That's all the Easter eggs, ladies and gentlemen. But now, we're gonna take out our final test, our final trial. Can't let this sleep on us, I just.
E-105 Zeta rescue complete. Units remaining. Gamma. Beta.
And that's Beta right there, guys. It's time to take this guy down. It's time to rescue all our friends and stop Eggman's rate of terror. As we fall down. E101 Mark II. Alright. So Mark, well, this E101 is is probably the more difficult of the three. You can't just blast him like that. You gotta have like counter event. Like he has like a strategy. He'll dash attack. If you try to shoot him, he'll knock all the projectiles away. And he basically has this, a laser attack. Basically, it's like a giant explosion, and basically like how this boss goes. And I think you can avoid that like dash attack. I think, I'm not entirely sure. But he's still pathetic. He's still not much of a big threat. And he does this constantly, and just, you know. That's like the biggest explosion out of all. And he's dead.
Mission complete.
That was Gamma's story, guys. Honestly, pretty tragic, but very interesting story none the least. We get to see one of the Eggman's robots the first time go against him and try to be a hero and try to stop his brothers from taking over the world alongside Eggman. And yes, his story may be a bit short. The gameplay is fun, but the character itself is actually a pretty interesting part of the story. Well, I would say not part of like the Tikal cutscenes. It's still pretty interesting to say the least. I hope that Gamma returns to like future games, because I think his character really deserves a lot more. But this is our final story, guys, of the main 6. We're finally gonna head out and sit. We're gonna head out and try to stop chaos once and for all. See you guys then.